Yes, Fadil, we are waiting.
Yes, ma'am. We learn the different arrangements of the the cubic unit,
Hmm?
which includes the primitive and centered unit, body centered unit, face centered cubic unit, and the end centered cubic unit.
So, what is the difference in the arrangement in BCC, FCC, and N-centered?
BCC has atoms on all the corners, including one in the center, so that gives it two atoms. While
Total of
face-centered cubic unit has a total of four atoms, and ECC has a total of two atoms.
So based on these kind of arrangements in seven crystal system, we have a total of 14 Bravais lattices. That is what I think the final thing we discussed yesterday. And this was a summary. And I've told you, like basically we'll be looking for the cubic arrangement. So you might have seen that there is no end centered in the cubic because when you look into the cubic arrangement, symbol cubic is there, FCC is there, that is face centered cubic is there, body centered is there. There is no end centered. End centered arrangements are possible for orthorhombic. You have it for monoclinic, right? So the question can be like why there is no end-centered arrangement is possible for cubic crystal lat unit cell. Why there is no end-centered unit for cubic system? See, in the beginning, like in the second part of this chapter, that is about the unit cell and space lattice. We started with the definition of space lattice or the crystal lattice, which is defined as the three-dimensional arrangement of particles in that system. In a solid, how the particles are three-dimensionally arranged,
Can we
that
write
space.
this?
I think we already discussed the definitions and all, right? Right after the classification part, we discussed
Add
about.
if we wrote it or not.
Yeah, we wrote it. I think you might have written. I
Yes,
actually
ma'am, we
understood.
wrote, we wrote.
Yeah.
Ma'am, just can you give
Any,
5 minutes?
yeah.
There's 7 crystals, ma'am, that part.
No problem. I'll do one thing. I will upload the notes today. I was just waiting for this part to complete so that I can upload as one section. So by after today's class, I guess I can finish up that arrangement part so that I will upload the one first part of this notes.
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
So yeah, space arrangement, that is a 3D arrangement. That is what a space lattice. And the individual unit, the 3D smallest individual unit present in a space lattice is the unit cell. And that is how we progressed our discussion, right? Then we move to the dimensions of cell, that is the parameters of a unit cell. And we found that there are edge length and there is axial angles. So edge length is across x and y and z axis, that is A, B, and C. And axial angles are alpha, beta, and gamma. So based on these bond unit cell parameters, we classified the unit cell into seven. That is based on edge length and axial angles. So that is known as the seven crystal system. And as you can see in seven crystal system, they are classified based on their edge length and axial angles. So here we are not discussing about how particles are arranged. We just discussed about what is the different geometrical geometry is obtained or possible with the edge length by different possibility of edge length and axial angles. So based on that, there are seven crystal system. And after that, we discussed about um, classifying it as, or further like to one more step, that is how we can arrange particle in this crystal system, that is the unit cell, seven different unit cell arrangement possible. So we have primitive arrangement and centered arrangement. Primitive arrangement mean the particles only at the corner. So if you take a cubic arrangement, eight corners are there for a cube and particles are there at the eight corners. If you're taking monoclinic, the primitive or the simple monoclinic arrangement will be particles only at the corners. So generally primitive or the basic or the simple arrangement is when you have particle only at the corners of a unit cell. Let it be cubic or monoclinic or rhombohedral or hexagonal, whatever the shape. If you have particle only on the corners of this unit cell, then we say that it's a primitive arrangement or the simple arrangement. So simple cubic arrangement or simple monoclinic arrangement. Like that, the symbol or the primitive, the word meaning indicates that the particles are there only at the corners. Centered arrangement means in a unit cell, other than the corners, there will be particle at the other area of that particular unit cell. That is what the centered unit cell. So we classify the centered unit cell further as face centered, body centered, and end centered. So generally when we discuss what is a face centered, body centered, and end centered, then we discuss that face centered mean on this half, like what you can say at the center of each faces, there will be one particle. Body center mean other than the corners, at the center of the body or the center of the unit, there will be one unit. End centered mean it will be, there will be a particle at the opposing corners of faces, alternative faces, and that is when we call it as end centered arrangement. So it's not applicable only for cubic, it's applicable to all the system if possible. Okay, so it can be either a body centered, face centered, or a end centered unit cell, or it could be a simple primitive arrangement. So either it could be a primitive arrangement or a centered arrangement. So based on ender possibility, finally we found that we 14 different ways of arrangements are possible. That is 14 Bravais lattice are there. And I told you yesterday we are just focusing on the cubic for us as a point of view of examination. You don't have to learn how the end centered will be in orthorhombic or monoclinic will look like. That drawing part of nothing is important. Only for us it will be based on the different arrangements of a cube. So for a cube, it can be a simple cubic arrangement. Simple cubic arrangement can be like SCC, that is simple cubic arrangement. That is simple cubic crystal. Face centered, that is equal to FCC. Body centered will be BCC. So that is how basically end centered is not possible. That's why my question before we continue with the next topic. Why end centered arrangement is not so possible for cubic unit cell? Anybody?
Ma'am, is it because all the sides in a cube are equal?
Yeah, that is a, yeah, that means in a simple cube, you know that edge length are equal. A is equal to B is equal to C. So in such cases, if you look into the faces, all the faces are identical. But for an end-centered arrangement, we know that it should be in a alternative faces where it should be different. So this is happen, end-centered happens when you have a arrangement with this dimension, A not equal to B not equal to C. Then only end-centered possible. So end-centered arrangement is possible when you have the dimension, the edge length dimension A is not equal to B is not equal to C. So this is not the case for a cube. So in a cube, you can either have a simple cubic arrangement, face-centered arrangement, or a body-centered arrangement. End-centered arrangement is not possible. End-centered arrangement is possible, as you can see, for monoclinic, that is for orthorhombic. Okay. And for tetragonal, as you can see, for tetragonal, there is only two possibility. There is simple tetragonal. That means in a tetragonal arrangement, all the corners have particle. Then it can have a body-centered arrangement. For tetragonal, there is no FCC. There is no end-centered also. So it's based on whether it's possible for a certain crystal out of the 7 crystal system. And based on that, the entire arrangement can be of 14 different way. That is what coming under 14 Bravais lattice. So that was the last point we discussed yesterday. Any doubt so far in this topic?
Ma'am, do we have to learn to draw all of this, or
No. I said only for cube, that is symbol, face centered, and body centered.
So, ma'am, only cube. We don't need to do tetragon or hexagon.
No, because the numericals will be based on the cubic arrangement, FCC, BCC, and symbol cubic.
All right, ma'am. Thank you.
Will they ask about why end-centered is not applicable for cubes?
Yeah, that can be a question because we generally learned about an end-centered unit cell. Okay. In end-centered unit cell, the meaning is that it's at the corner plus alternative faces. So that is possible when you have a dimension of edge length in this format. That is ABC is of not equal value. So that is why it's not happening for cubic arrangement. So that's about discussing about different types of crystal lattices. 14 crystal lattices are possible. Now, again, we have to arrange the particle. That is what next topic is, close packing in solids. Close packing mean, you know that you can just see the diagram picture in which you can see the oranges arranged. So wherever when you have arranging something, especially you might have learned in the lower classes, solids have got a very tight packing. That means there is not much distance between the particle when they are arranged in a solid. That means there will be less space, vacant space available, because maximum they will be trying to be more close to each other to leave a minimum vacant space. So this is how we're going to discuss under close packing. So packing, that is the arrangement, can be of 3 different dimensions: 1 dimension, 2 dimension, and 3 dimensional close packing. So you can arrange something. Say example, as you said, like as you can see in the diagram, the fruits orange or apple can be arranged in 1 dimensional way, 2 dimensional way, or 3 dimensional way. So this is a 3 dimensional arrangement, because it is in longitudinal way and you have X and Y direction, and also it's like vertically also it's arranged. So it's got all the 3 axis arrangement. So we also going to discuss how the different close packing is possible in 1D, 2D and 3 dimensional way. Right? And the third point in the slide indicates that the number of spheres neighbor to one sphere is called coordination number. So now you just write the coordination number definition. You will understand what is they meant by coordination number when we'll start looking into the arrangement. Coordination number is the number of spheres neighbor to one sphere. How many spheres are surrounded with one sphere? That means rather than the sphere, you can say number of particles surrounded by one particle. So because in solids we have particles arranged rather than the sphere, it's just like number of particles neighbor to one particle. That is what the coordination number. Okay, so shall we start the close packing?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So we'll start with close packing in 1 dimensional arrangement. In 1 dimension, that is the simplest way of arranging particles. And 1 dimension means it's a linear arrangement, only like x-axis. If you take only one directional, only through along x-axis or y-axis, or is it any one axis along one direction.
I will write this all right.
You just write close packing in 1 dimension and draw this diagram like symbol way and show the coordination number. That is enough, because 1D and all no need to explain much. That is just the basic. So if you look into the shaded ball or the sphere, you can see if you take that sphere, supporting or neighboring to it, there are 2 particles, right? So coordination number is number of neighboring particles surrounded with a a particle. So you can see when you're considering this one, this particular sphere, and neighboring or close to it, there are two more spheres. So that is what taken as coordination number 2. So coordination is number of particle neighboring to the one of the particle. So that is what taken as coordination number 2. Or you can say when you are arranging a substance one dimensionally, the coordination number will be 2, which means there will be two particles surrounded with one particle, surrounded by one particle. So just a minimal information, just write heading and just draw this diagram with just showing how the coordination number is become 2. That is enough. Because in solids, really what happens is the three-dimensional arrangement. We know there is no solid with 1D or 2D arrangement. There is 3D, but one by step only we can go to the 3D arrangement. So this is how a one-dimensional arrangement mean where the coordination number is 2. That could be a multiple choice question. What is the coordination number in 2D arrangement? Hexagonal closed packing. There are different names. So in all these cases of closed packing, you need to know how to find the coordination number or what is the coordination number of particular closed packing arrangement. So this is one dimension, very easy. The next one is two-dimensional closed packing. Packing in 2 dimension. Here there are 2 types of arrangement possible. The first arrangement is square close packing. Square close packing in 2 dimensional, which is also known as AAA type. Why it is known as AAA type? Because as you can see in the diagram on the right, you can see there are particles arranged and each layer is identical. This layer is just repeating over one above other. That is what the only chain. That means the particle is same. Each particle is arranged one above the other. Like that as a layered arrangement one over the other. That is what this is known as AAA type. The particles are identical. Same particle. Say if you take an example of a metal, take a piece of sodium, it will be made up of sodium atoms only. So each layer of sodium atoms will be arranged one over the other. That is how it's possible. So it's a two-dimensional arrangement here we are discussing. In two-dimensional arrangement, there are 2 possibilities. The first possibility is of square closed packing, and this is possible when you are having particles of similar kind. Only type A particles are present in the system and each layer is just above the other one. Why it is known as square closed packing? Because if you look at one of the particle, see, just take this is the center or one particle. Surrounding it, that means touching with it, there are 4 particles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? That means the coordination number for square closed packing is 4, or you can see when you draw, when you connect these coordinated particles surrounding a particle, you are getting a shape of a square. That is why it is known as square closed packing. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
See, if you take another particle here. Okay, there are 4 particles touching with, connected with, neighboring into it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you connect that 4 particles together, you're getting a shape of a square. That is why it is known as square closed packing. So coordination number is 4. So this is the first type of arrangement possible in 2-dimensionally. That is when you have arrangement of AAA type. That is, it's repeating. A, each layer of containing A is one after one above the other is arranged. That is what in square closed packing where the coordination number is 4.
Ma'am, what about the molecules or the particles that are present on the first or last level?
See,
they only have 3, right?
Yeah, that will be different, but in majority the arrangement will be like this. Only for the last layer there will be slight difference.
Oh, okay, all right, no.
Ma'am, and like for the ones in the corner, they only have like two coordination.
Yeah,
items.
that is only happens with the end, right?
Yes, ma'am, only in the
But if you take a whole metal and if you count the number of particles at the corners or at the side, the two ends, and the number of particles in between, that will be like the particles arranged in between will be more in number. So that is what we are gonna considering. We are not considering particle at the end or the two ends or corners. So generally, this is how the coordination number look like 4. Or just imagine this layer is connected like a circle or something. It's repeating. So in that cases, there won't be any end also, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yeah.
So that is also possible if two ends are connected, the crystal, the arrangement can be in that way. Anyway, the two-dimensional arrangement is when you are arranging particles in X and Y direction. You can see this is X and Y. In both the direction, the particles are arranged. And the first category is square close packing. The second type of 2D arrangement close packing is hexagonal close packing, which is known as ABAB type. So from the diagram,
Ma'am,
yeah,
only to draw diagram and the coordination number, right?
yeah. Name of the hexagonal close packing, and that name should be specified. Okay. In hexagonal close packing or ABAB type, so that is the difference is evident over here. As you can see, A and B, say you take an example of NaCl. In such kind of crystals, there will be positive Na plus ions and negative Cl minus ions. So there are two different types of particles, A, B, A, B. So alternatively, A and B is layered one above the other, right? Or one after the other. Each layer is like different thing. And as you might have seen that the two A's are there, and in the depression of 2A, the B is placed, right? So if you look into the arrangement, it's not like just A and top of that another A. It's like in the first cases, just above the other, it was arranged. But in ABAB arrangement, what you can see is like in the first layer, the depression of the first, the second layer comes in the depression of the first layer. I mean, not the layers, the second row, because the second row is coming in the depression of the first layer. I mean, first row, right? That is how ABAB arrangement is done. That means when you have two different types of particles present in a crystal, this is how particles will be arranged. That is the hexagonal close packing. So if you look into the hexagonal close packing, the name is because there are 6 particles surrounding it. 3, 4, 5, 6. That is the shape of a hexagonal. That is why the coordination number is 6. So in 2D dimensional arrangement, you can have square close packing or hexagonal close packing. Square close packing because there are 4 particles surrounded with the one particle. So the coordination number is 4. Hexagonal close packing because surrounding an individual particle, there will be 6 other particles. That is a hexagonal shape. So square close packing when you have identical rows is repeating one after another, AAA type. Hexagonal close packing is when you have alternative A and B layers are arranged in such a way that B is arranged in the depression of A. Again, the third layer of A is arranged in the depression of B. Like that, it is like arranged in such a way that the next row is in the depression of the previous row. So that is how ABAB arrangement look like, where the coordination number is 6. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the problem comes. So this has got one layer, right? We have A, B rows are arranged. Okay. This is just one layer. Now our problem comes when you're gonna arrange one more layer over it. So what will happen? So that is what we're gonna discuss now. So here AAA type or ABAB type, we just got one layer where AAA type mean row A is repeated one over above the other, like it's just existing as one layer. In ABAB type also, A and B, two different particles are arranged. So now what will happen if you're arranging another layer over this layer? So that is the next point of discussion. Placing of a second layer on the first layer. When a second layer of sphere is placed in the depression in the first layer, two types of voids get formed. So voids are the empty spaces or the vacant spaces formed inside the crystal lattice. That is what voids. So these voids are created when a second layer is placed over the first layer. So there are two types of voids are forming: tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids.
I'm sorry to interrupt. What do we write in this?
Voids, or you can say placing a second layer on the first layer. Then you can write or without writing the heading, you just write these points and the name.
Ma'am, so we write that letter, ma'am, should no need to draw the right?
Diagram, I'll explain, then you can write the next slide. There is much more clear diagram is coming for tetrahedral and octahedral.
Ma'am, so we have to just write the point and the tetrahedral and octahedral voids.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, ma'am, have you entered 3D or is this still in 2D?
In 2D, or we are moving into 2D to 3D.
Oh, so ma'am, this is the transition phase of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there is only one layer possible for 2D, right? X and Y. When it Z comes, that is what the 3D, moving into 3D, right?
So ma'am, this is technically 3D.
Yeah.
All right.
Or here we are basically looking about the explanation of the formation of the voids. Then we'll move to the 3D completely. Because here we are just talking about the second layer, only the second layer. How we are.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so here tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids are forming when you place a second layer over the first layer. So here just take an example. Okay, so in A and B arrangement, if I am keeping my second layer like this, this is how I'm placing my second layer. The one which so the green one is the first layer. The second layer which I'm drawing with blue color. So when you look into this certain part like this, okay, look into this area which is highlighted with red. You can see the 3 green balls on the first layer and the 1 blue ball in the second layer is creating a gap here inside the crystal, right? That I'm just marking. Is that clear? The 3 green balls in the first layer and the 1 blue ball in the second layer is together is making a gap or a void. Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So that can be picturized in this diagram. Yeah. Tetrahedral hole. That means it is known as tetrahedral void because tetra means 4. A void created because of 4 particles or 4 spheres. That is what a tetrahedral void means. So voids are formed when you are started layering with the particle. So when you have only one layer, we can't say that there is a void. Void is when you started layering the particle. So there are two types of voids possible, tetrahedral and octahedral. Tetrahedral void mean a void created because of the 4 particles are surrounding it, or a void surrounded by the 4 particles or 4 spheres are called tetrahedral voids. So if you can draw this one, that will explain how a tetrahedral void is formed. So
Ma'am,
this
we have
is
to write only the types, right?
yeah, types, and also if you could draw this part, this is the tetrahedral void. that the void created by 4 spheres, 3 in the first layer and the 1 in the second layer, or vice versa also. So together, total of 4 particles is surrounded with a void. That is why a tetrahedral void means. But when you come to the octahedral void, you can see when you're arranging a second layer, another type of void is possible where 3 are at the bottom layer and the 3 are at the top layer or the second layer. First layer 3 particle, second layer 3 particle, which is together making a whole, that is the void, which is known as the octahedral void. So tetrahedral voids are surrounded by 4 particles or 4 spheres, and octahedral particles are octahedral voids mean it is surrounded by 6 particles or 6 spheres. So voids are the vacant spaces surrounded by particles. The vacant space created in crystal lattice when particles are started arranging. When you're arranging them in a closed packing arrangement, when you have started layering them, there will be formation of the vacant space in the arrangement. Such vacant spaces are called voids. So voids are classified into 2. If it is surrounded by 4 particles, we call it as tetrahedral voids. If it is surrounded by 6 particles, we call it as octahedral voids. So tetrahedral, 3 at the bottom first layer and 1 in the second layer. Octahedral mean 3 and 3 in each layer. Am I clear?
Yes. Yes, and let's just draw this diagram.
Okay. Yeah. See, this chapter, as I said earlier also, here we need a lot of imagination, 3-dimensional thing. So if you have a bangles, if your sister's at home, at least a sister at home who uses bangles, try arranging them in layers. So at that time, you can actually clearly imagine of formation of tetrahedral voids or octahedral voids. Arrange the circle, or you have something in the circular shape of identical thing, then arrange in 1-dimensional, 2-dimensional, and start placing, layering them one over the other. Then you will see the difference. Done?
No, 1 second.
Okay. So these layers can be repeated. It's not only that there will be only one layer, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. The layers will be repeated. Based on that, number of tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids will be increasing. So when you have more layers in an arrangement, more voids will be created for a solid. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there is a relation. You can find the number of voids in a solid. Let's see if you have n number of closed packed spheres, that means the number of particles is n, then there will be 2n number of tetrahedral voids and n number of octahedral voids. So this also you can write it down if you have.
Ma'am, what all do we write? Only these 3 points?
Yeah. The relation between number of tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids is like based on the number of spheres in close packing arrangement.
Um,
Yeah.
like the two layers that are being put on top of each other to form these voids, they can
Yeah.
be either square or they can be a hexagonal, right?
It
Am I-
can be tetrahedral or octahedral voids.
No, ma'am, like
Cubic pack.
the layers, the two-dimensional layers
See,
that you.
two-dimensional mean usually you have one layer, right? X and Y direction. That is taken as one layer, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So where it could be a cubic close packing, that is CCP, and hexagonal close packing, HCP. I think I forgot to mention that abbreviation of these terms here. If you're written your notebook, square close packing and hexagonal close packing. Which
So
hexagonal
it's
close
the
packing?
abbreviation SCP and HCP.
Yeah. Here HCP is more important, hexagonal close, because in 3D, after learning 3D, you will understand, because in reality, all the solids have 3D arrangement, right? That is what the true is. So we discussed about 1D and 2D, just we need to know how it is progressing finally to the 3D.
Ma'am, can you upload this PPT, please?
Yeah. I'll do it today itself, no worry. Okay. I have some questions, but we will do after 3D discussion, we will do the questions on this arrangement, because then it will be more clear. So I'll come back to that question. So now we are moving to the third 3D dimension, close packing in 3D
Can you go to the
dimension.
previous slide for a second?
This one?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am, you can go on.
Yeah. That question we will do after the discussion of 3D, okay? 3D close packing. So this is first type of 3D close packing, where when we discussed about AAA type, that is just repeating three-dimensionally. So such arrangement will lead to the formation of a simple cubic lattice in 3D. So cube is a 3D shape. So that thing you will be obtaining when you have a AAA type 2D, in that you are arranging in layers. The spheres of the second layers are placed just above the first layer and so on. So that is how you will be getting the first arrangement in 3D, that is AAA type, and it will lead to the formation of simple cubic lattice. So two-dimensionally it was a square and three-dimensionally it is a cube. That you know the difference. Square means only length and breadth. So it was a square close packing when it was 2D. The same arrangement, if you're arranging in layers, it was known as simple cubic arrangement or lattice. It lead to the formation of simple cubic lattice. A square in a 3D converted to 3D will become cubic arrangement. So this is the first way of arranging in three-dimensional close packing. That is the AA type, the 2D layers, that is the square close packing, is repeated one above another. So in square close packing, we were just having this layer, right? Only one layer was there for us, which was square. But now that is being repeated, layers X, Y and Z axis also. So now the arrangement is look like a cube. So here the unit cell is primitive. Primitive because you can just imagine in this diagram, a cube is drawn, the particles are at the corners. This is the corner, this is another corner, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth. So it just look like a unit cell of primitive arrangement. that is the particle at the corner, is repeating throughout the lattice. See that cube is not really existing, but by just looking in the arrangement of the particle, we imagine that it's just like the arrangement of a cube. That lines and all, really it won't be there. It is just the arrangement of particle. And when you three-dimensionally arrange, we can see that it just looks like particles are arranged at the corners of a cube. That is why the unit cell is a primitive unit cell. It's a simple cubic lattice. So the simplest form of 3D arrangement, where the AA type is layered one over the other. Finally, you are getting a three-dimensional shape of a cube. I hope it is clear. Yes?
Yes.
Or no? Okay. Right. So third, 2D, 3D close packing from 2D hexagonal close packed layers. So from a square close packing, what you are getting is in 3D, it is square close packing is converted to a cubic arrangement, cubic close lattice arrangement. Now the second type of 2D was hexagonal close packing, right? So in that, how can you convert into a 3D arrangement? The ABAB type, right? The ABAB type is three-dimensionally arranged. So here, the hexagonal close packing in three-dimensional arrangement, as you can see, one hexagonal arrangement layer in the depression of the spheres of the second layer are placed in the depression of the first layer. I can't draw it in the screen because screen is like 2D. You have to imagine in three-dimensionally that ABAB type. If you go back to the previous that ABAB arrangement. Yeah, here the coordination number was 6 because you were just having one layer. That is because it's a 2D arrangement. You will just have one layer. When you start layering them, as we said, how the formation of tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids are happening. That is, it is arranged in the depression of the second layer is in the depression of the first layer, right? Like that, the second layer is repeating. So that is how, as Steve asked, like this has happened. The voids are created basically in a three-dimensional arrangement, right? Because in till two-dimensional arrangement, you just have one layer of particle. There was only one layer. But when you have started layering them, when the second layer comes, immediately you can see the void started creating. But in reality, for a three-dimensional arrangement, there will be 2, 3, 4, 5 number of layers one over the other. So that is why from 2D you can convert into a 3D arrangement. So we started with conversion of a square close packing in 2D to 3D. So it was a square in 2D arrangement. If you're keeping one more layer on top of the green ball, like, so it will become a, finally what you get is like a cube. That is what the first 3D arrangement that we discussed, cubic lattice with the primitive arrangement. This one. So it was from a 2D square close packing to 3D, and what you're getting square to cube change. That is a normal thing. Now the second type of 2D arrangement was hexagonal close packing. In that hexagonal close packing, that was only one layer. And when you repeat it, the layers started one over the other. You started layering them. And finally, what you get is like we discussed that there will be formation of voids that we discussed separately. I told you that the previous slides we were discussing just about how the voids are created. But when you started layering them repeatedly, not only second layer, third layer, fourth layer, fifth layer, finally you get a three-dimensional space, that is HCP arrangement in three-dimensionally. And here the coordination number will be 12. Because there are layers. There was only 6 when it was one layer. It will be double when it started layering. So coordination number will be 12. So this is the hexagonal close packing in 3D arrangement. Is that clear?
Just one second. Let's just write this.
Ma'am, for the previous one, it's 6, the coordination number, or 8.
What will be the coordination number in this cubic? Just think about
Ma'am,
it.
6.
I'll give you a hint. Okay, just take this as your start. How many are there? Tell me.
No, it's right.
Hmm?
Oh wait, no, not the corner piece. Okay, never mind.
Ma'am, 5.
Ma'am, we count
If
the
you
diag.
count them, yeah, that's what you have to imagine them. You have to imagine it 3-dimensional.
Is it 10?
Are you getting 10?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am, I'm counting and I'm getting 6, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
6.
See, if you will look into this one, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So the coordination number will be 6 for a simple cubic lattice in 3-dimensional arrangement. 6 particles are surrounded with 1. I think I forgot to add that sentence in the slide. Okay, I will add, no problem.
Ma'am, that's
Coordination
absolutely.
number is 6. Yeah, this is for the
Ma'am,
simple
can you
cube.
explain the counting again? What exactly do you count?
Count mean touching one particle, how many particles are surrounding it. So in the diagram, as you can see over here, if I'm taking this as my particle, surrounding this one, how many are there touching each other, directly touching each other? So you can see this is directly touching.
Ma'am, in the same layer, there are 4, yeah?
Yeah, that was a different case. You have to now look into 3-dimensionally, right?
Yeah, ma'am, got it.
Ma'am, this is cubic, right? So
No,
only
ma'am, the
4
way-
will be touching.
No, ma'am,
one.
the way I'm counting it is like first I'm doing the first layer, and on the same layer it's touching 4, and then one directly above it and one direct. No, wait, never mind.
Ma'am, if we finish, we can leave.
Yeah, so we'll continue tomorrow about the other type of like close packing. I think I got a one more type of thing where you have ABC type. That means 3 different types of particles. So that we'll discuss later. Then we'll goes to the summary. I think here I have included all these things.
Ma'am, for the 3D one, should we draw the diagram?
It will be difficult, so you just leave it. Just write, as I said, you just know the coordination number. So we have covered all these things. This one, only one ABC type is left for us. So that we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, fine.
All right, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you show the square one?
Thank you, ma'am.
The square 3D one, 2D.
Square 3D will become cube. Square in a 3D space is cube.
Ma'am, over here it's 4, right? On the top.
No, 5 and 6 is there.
No, ma'am, this is a square, a close packed layer.
In a square closed packed way, this one, how many were there? Coordination number was just 4, right? That is why we say a square mean 4, right?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so that was a different
no,
case. Here,
there'll be
that
6,
square
but
closed packing is extended through third axis also.
I think
So
on the
3
top there'll be 4. In the middle, there'll be 6. Like in the inside.
See, on the
inside.
top, because the problem is that is the end of something. There is no more layer. So you have to always consider one is at the center, like at the inner bulk of it. Then only you will get the coordination number as 6.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so the coordination number will be 6 for the simple cubic lattice, but for HCP hexagonal, this is simple cubic closed packing SCC. Simple cubic.
Okay, ma'am.
And HCP is this. That's why I told you about 1D and 2D. There won't be much questions other than the coordination number, but close packing in 3D is important. That is how you're coming into the cubic arrangement. HCP, that is AB type, and ABC type. So 3D is more important because that is what the reality. Crystals are arranged in 3-dimensional way, not in 2D or 1D. So anyway, we'll continue tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank